Biden stability beats Trump volatility in 2024 matchup, experts suggest. As it stands, political scientists expect Donald Trump to win the Republican nomination for president. Most GOP candidates are in lockstep with Trumpist policies and culture wars, failing to differentiate in an already scattered field. Despite the appearance of a united front, factions within the party cannot agree on when and how to pass hardline legislation. Traditional conservative forces are looking for a less volatile alternative with a more viable path to win the general election, and as that concern mounts, some experts say Biden could be narrowly re-elected if the race is a rematch of 2020. Wagner mercenaries have arrived in Belarus, Ukraine confirms. Ukraine's border guard service has confirmed that Wagner mercenaries have now arrived in Belarus from neighboring Russia. The DPSU says it is assessing how many militants are in Belarus, which also shares a border with Ukraine, as well as their exact location and goals. One unconfirmed report said a convoy of some 60 Wagner vehicles rolled over the border into Belarus early on Saturday. Russian top brass likely to be increasingly criticized by subordinates, says UK Mod. Russia's military leadership is likely to face an increasing problem in being directly criticized by subordinates, according to the UK Ministry of Defense. In its latest intelligence update, the ministry cited the sacking of Russia's Maj General Ivan Popov, who was dismissed after being scathing of the military leadership in a leaked video intended for his troops. Kremlin says it has thwarted Kyiv-backed plot to kill prominent journalists. Russia's FSB security service said on Saturday it had thwarted alleged Ukrainian-backed plots to kill two prominent Russian journalists, Interfax news agency reported. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol makes surprise visit to Ukraine. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol made a surprise visit to Ukraine on Saturday, offering support for the invaded country in its war with Russia while demonstrating his own nation's cooperation with NATO. South Korean President Yoon pledges $150 million to Ukraine as he meets Zelensky in meaningful visit. U.S. heat wave, a third of Americans under extreme heat advisories. A blistering U.S. heat wave is forecast to intensify this weekend, with warnings issued across the Southwest. Heat advisories late on Friday affected at least 113 million Americans, from Florida to Texas to California, up to the northwestern state of Washington. Lisa Marie Presley's cause of death revealed. Lisa Marie Presley, the only child of rock and roll legend Elvis, died of a bowel obstruction, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office has said. The obstruction was a result of adhesions caused by weight loss surgery she underwent several years ago. Hayao Miyazaki releases mystery final film. Friday saw How Do You Live come out in Japanese cinemas, the latest and ostensibly last film from renowned animation director Hayao Miyazaki. It is hard to overstate the influence of Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli, the animation studio he co-founded with the late director Isao Takahata. SAG strike, actors join writers on Hollywood picket lines. Jason Sudeikis, Susan Sarandon and thousands of other actors have joined screenwriters for Hollywood's biggest strike in more than 6 decades. Actors will not appear in films or even promote movies during the stoppage. Major films in production, including the Avatar and Gladiator sequels, may be affected by the shutdown. The actors are joining writers who walked out in May, concerned about pay, working conditions and the industry's use of artificial intelligence, AI. Brian Cox, the lead actor on HBO's Succession, told the BBC the strike could last until the end of the year. Ex-Man City footballer Benjamin Mendy found not guilty of rape. Ex-Manchester City footballer Benjamin Mendy has been cleared of raping a woman and attempting to rape another. The 28-year-old was accused of attacking a 24-year-old woman at his £4 million mansion in Mottram Street Andrew, Cheshire in October 2020. Wimbledon 2023 Women's Final, Ons Jabeur and Marketa Vondrausova target title history. A year ago, Ons Jabeur had a photo of the Wimbledon Women's Trophy on her phone screen as she chased history. She swiftly erased it after missing out on the real thing, but on Saturday has another chance when she faces Marketa Vondrausova in the final. Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz to face off in Wimbledon final. Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz have both eased past their opponents to set up a highly anticipated clash for the men's singles championship at Wimbledon. In Friday's first semifinal, Djokovic swept aside Jannik Sinner to reach his 9th Wimbledon final, and his 35th final at all Grand Slam tournaments, more than any man or woman in tennis history.